Hello my dear students. In this video we are going to discuss third model of inventory management, that is known as economic order quantity model for production runs or build-up model. As you know that there are various assumptions of classical economic order quantity model about certainty of demand, lead time, and certainty of the carrying cost and ordering cost. Further, the purchase price is constant, or there are no quantity discounts available to the buyers. Inventory is refilled instantly and completely in a single batch in a single point in time. Further, there are no stock overages or shortages. So these are fundamental assumptions of classical economic order quantity. But the reality may be different, or there can be some situations in which these assumptions or some of these assumptions cannot be fulfilled. In classical economic order quantity model, it is assumed that the entire quantity of the item that is ordered can be refilled or can be received instantly and completely in a single batch in a single point in time. What would happen if we relax this assumption of economic or classical economic order quantity model? We would consider some situations in which the items are received at a constant rate over time, or they are not received in a single batch. Parallel to this, these items are also consumed at a constant rate over a period of time. So basically, in this model, we would relax this assumption of the classical economic order quantity model. That means the inventory is not refilled instantly and completely. Instead, it is received at a constant rate over a period of time. So to handle these situations or these kind of problems, we need to incorporate some modifications into classical economic order quantity model. So what would be the changes or modifications in the classical economic order quantity model after relaxing this assumption of classical economic order quantity model? But before moving ahead, let's discuss the context or scenario in which the build-up model or model for production runs is used for inventory management purposes. This model is applicable in situations in which the required items are produced within organization. So they are not procured from the external sources or suppliers. Instead, they are produced within organization. So this model would apply in these kind of situations. Second, in such types of situations, the items are received at a constant rate over a period of time, which is known as production run, instead of receiving in a single batch at a single point in time. So in short, we can say that in these type of situations, we receive the inventory or items in continuity. Further, the units of goods or items are consumed for production activities at a constant rate during the production run. So on one side, we are receiving the goods at a constant rate over a period of time, and on the other side, we are consuming the goods for production activities. So these are the situations or conditions in which the build-up model or model for production runs is applied for the purpose of inventory management. Before moving to technical or mathematical portion of this model, we should understand the basic terms that are used in build-up model. One such basic term is production rate. As the name is suggesting, it represents the constant rate of production of goods, that is the units produced in a single unit of time. The single unit of time can be represented in terms of hours, days, months, etc. The production rate is generally denoted by small p, and it can be calculated or determined by using this expression, that is P is equal to, or production rate is equal to, the quantity ordered divided by the total time required to produce the entire lot, where Q denotes the total quantity produced or total quantity ordered in a single order, and TP denotes the total time required to produce the entire lot, that is equal to the quantity ordered. We can understand it with a simple illustration in which the quantity ordered in a single order is equal to 1000 units. The total time required to produce 1000 units is equal to 10 days. In that case, the production rate would be equal to total quantity required or produced divided by the total time required, that is 1000 divided by 10, that is equal to 100 units per day. It means a production facility can produce 100 units in a single day. So this is the production rate of producing units in a single unit of time. The second basic term that is used in build-up model is production run. Basically, production run represents the total time that is required to produce the ordered quantity or the order quantity, that is equal to Q. Generally, it is denoted by the expression TP, and it can be determined or calculated by using this expression, which is TP is equal to Q upon P, where Q denotes the total quantity produced or the order quantity, and P denotes the rate of production that we have discussed previously. The P denotes the rate of production or units produced in a single unit of time. To understand, let's have Q is equal to 1000 units. P denotes the production rate, that is equal to 100 units per day. In that case, what would be the production run, or what would be the total time required to produce the order quantity or to produce 1000 units? So it would be denoted by quantities ordered, that is 1000 divided by the production rate, that is 100. It would be equal to 10 days. So the production run would be equal to 10 days, or the total time required would be equal to 10 days to produce 1000 units. Next basic term used in build-up model is rate of depletion or rate of demand. As rate of production denotes the quantity produced in a single point in time or single unit of time, the rate of demand represents the rate of consumption or depletion of goods, that is the units demanded in a single unit of time. Also, the single unit of time can be in terms of hours, days, months, etc. Generally, the rate of depletion or rate of demand is denoted by letter small d. The rate of depletion or demand can be calculated by using simple expression or equation, that is total annual demand divided by working days in a particular year. Suppose if we are handling a situation in which the time duration is given of 1 year, in that case the rate of demand would be equal to total annual demand divided by working days in that particular year. Suppose if annual demand in units is equal to 2000 units and number of working days in that particular year is equal to 250 days. So what would be the rate of depletion? It can be calculated by using the expression, that is total demand divided by number of working days, that is 2000 divided by 250, that is equal to 8 units per day. So there would be a demand of 8 units in every working day. That is known as rate of depletion or rate of demand. So these terms are very fundamental to understand the build-up model or to handle such type of situations. Next basic term that is used in build-up model is the inventory cycle. So inventory cycle basically represents the optimal interval between any two consecutive orders, and it is denoted by capital T. So inventory cycle basically denotes the gap or time duration between two consecutive orders. It can be calculated by using this expression, that is quantity demanded in a single order divided by quantity demanded in a particular year. Suppose if the Q is equal to 500 units, that is order quantity is equal to 500 units, or economic order quantity is equal to 500 units, and total required units are equal to 5000 units for a particular month of 30 days, a month in which there are 30 working days, the total demand is 5000 units. In that case, what would be the inventory cycle? It can be denoted by or calculated by using this expression, 500 divided by 5000, that is order quantity divided by total quantity demanded in a particular month of 30 working days. So the answer would be equal to 1/10 of the month, or 1/10 of the 30 days, that is equal to 3 days. So the optimal interval between any two consecutive orders would be equal to 3 days in this situation. So it is also one of the most important basic term that is used in build-up model. In this sequence, the next basic term is rate of build-up of inventory. In such type of situations, when we start the production, there would be a constant number of units that would add up to the inventory each day, and it would continue to increase till the production run is completed. So basically, rate of build-up of inventory represents the constant rate with which the inventory piles up or accumulates in stock in per unit of time. It also can be represented in terms of hour, day, or month. The rate of build-up of inventory can be calculated in terms of production rate minus the demand rate or depletion rate. Here P denotes the rate of production, and D denotes the rate of depletion. So it is very common to understand that the rate with which the inventory would accumulate in stock would be equal to the production rate minus the demand rate. By using this expression, we can calculate the maximum inventory that is piled up during production run. It would be equal to production run into rate of build-up of inventory. Production run basically denotes the time required to produce the order quantity, that is represented by the term TP. So the total or maximum inventory build up during production run can be calculated by using this expression. So to understand it in a better and simpler way, let's have an illustration in which P is equal to 50 units per day, that is the rate of production is equal to 50 units per day. A production facility can produce 50 units in a single day. Parallel to it, D is equal to 8 units per day. The production facility requires, or there is a demand of 8 units in a single day. Order quantity is equal to 500 units. Production run is equal to 10 days. It means to produce the order quantity that is equal to 500 units, the production facility requires the time of 10 days at the rate of 50 units per day. In that case, we need to find the rate of buildup of inventory. That can be found by using this expression, that is P minus D. P is equal to 50 and D is equal to D, 8. In that case, 50 minus 8, that would be equal to 42 units per day. In other words, we can say that the production facility is supplying 50 units in a single working day, and out of 50 units, 8 units are used to fulfill the needs of the customers. So if you talk about the units remained in the inventory, it is equal to 42 units per day. So there would be 42 units that would add up in the inventory level each day. So what would be the maximum inventory level during the production run? That is equal to 10 days. So it would be equal to 42 into the length of production run, that is equal to 10 days. So 42 into 10, or 50 minus 8 into 10, that would be equal to 420 units. So during a production run of 10 days, there would be 420 units, there would be a maximum quantity of 420 units that would pile up in the inventory, or that would accumulate in the stock. So before moving ahead, we should understand all these terms, basic terms that are used in this model. P denotes production per day, production rate. D denotes the demand per day or depletion rate. Q denotes the quantity ordered or order quantity. TP denotes the production run, the total time required to produce the order quantity. And P minus D denotes the rate of buildup of inventory per unit of time. And thus the maximum inventory level can be calculated by using this expression, that is production run into the rate of buildup of inventory. All these terms or basic terms can be represented graphically as follows. This line shows the production rate or the units produced in a single day. This slope denotes the rate of depletion or rate of demand, or the quantities demanded in a single day. And this line denotes the rate of buildup of inventory, that is equal to P minus D. This gap denotes TP, or the production run, or the total time required to produce the order quantity. This gap denotes the lead time or delivery time, and this particular point denotes the reorder level at which we should place a fresh order for the inventories. And capital T denotes the inventory cycle, or the time duration between two consecutive orders. This point denotes the maximum inventory that is equal to TP into P minus D. Like classical inventory model, in this model as well, the total inventory cost would be equal to, or would be the sum of ordering cost and holding cost. In the classical economic order quantity model, we used this formula to calculate the total inventory cost and this formula to find the economic order quantity. But in this model, we have relaxed an assumption, so we need some modification. We need to do some modifications in these expressions or in these formulas. Before that, let's understand or find the different aspects of annual inventory cost. The first aspect of the total annual variable cost is ordering cost. The formula of calculating ordering cost is N into A. N denotes number of orders placed and A denotes the ordering cost per order. So like we calculated in economic order quantity model or classical EOQ model, in this model as well, the ordering cost would be calculated in a similar way. That is the total quantity demanded divided by ordering cost into the ordering cost per order. So in a similar way, we can apply this expression to calculate the total annual ordering cost. There would be no change in this model as well. Now let's consider the second aspect that denotes the total annual carrying cost. The formula of calculating the annual carrying cost is equal to Q divided by 2 into H, where Q denotes the maximum inventory held in the stock and Q by 2 denotes the average inventory in the stock, whereas the H denotes the holding cost that is measured in terms of rupees per unit per annum. If carrying cost is expressed in terms of proportion, that H can be calculated by using this expression, that is I into C, where I denotes the proportion or percentage and C denotes the per unit cost of the item. Now what would be the annual carrying cost in case of build-up model? If we proceed with the same formula, so we need to find the maximum inventory held in the stock, or Q. As we know that the maximum inventory held in the stock is equal to TP into P minus D, where P minus D denotes the inventory held in the stock in a single day and TP denotes the production run. So the maximum inventory would be equal to production run into the inventory build-up rate, that is P minus D, where P denotes the rate of production or supply and D denotes the rate of depletion or the demand, and TP denotes the length of the production run. As the length of production run can be calculated or can be found by using this expression, that is Q by P, where Q denotes the order quantity and P denotes the production rate. So in that case, if we replace TP with its formula, that is Q by P, in that case the new expression would be like this: total holding cost would be equal to average inventory, average inventory that is represented in this formula, which is equal to the maximum inventory, that is TP into P minus D, divided by 2 into H. That can be further simplified as follows. So replace TP with its formula, that is Q by P. So instead of TP we are using Q by P. After that the formula would look like this. If further simplified, the formula would look like this. So the total annual carrying cost can be calculated by using this expression. We can understand very easily how we derived this formula. Simply starting from the total holding cost, the basic formula is average inventory into holding cost. So to calculate the average cost, we need the maximum inventory held in the stock, that is represented by this expression. If we put this expression in this formula, then it would look like this. And after replacing TP with its formula, that is Q by P, we would get the final expression, that is this. So this is the formula that would be used to calculate the total annual carrying cost in case of build-up model. Now we need to derive the formula for economic order quantity in case of build-up model. As we know that at economic order quantity, total annual ordering cost becomes equal to the total annual carrying cost, that is OQ is equal to HQ. By replacing these terms with their formulas, we would get ordering cost, that is denoted by this formula, is equal to the carrying cost, that is denoted by this formula, which we have derived in the last slide. That further can be simplified as, if we simplify it, the formula for economic order quantity would look like this. Q star, or economic order quantity, is equal to square root of 2AD upon H into square root of P upon P minus D, where P denotes the rate of production or rate of supply, and D denotes rate of depletion or demand. And similarly, A denotes the ordering cost per order, and D denotes the annual demand in terms of units. So we will use this formula to calculate the economic order quantity in this situation. Now we would calculate the total inventory cost for build-up model, as the total inventory cost would include the ordering cost and holding cost. So the formula would look like this. Ordering cost is calculated by using this formula, and holding cost is calculated by using this formula. As we know that economic order quantity can be calculated by using this formula. If we replace Q star with its formula, then it would look like this expression, in which we have replaced Q star with its formula. That if further simplified, then the formula would look simpler than the previous one, and it would be equal to square root of 2ADH into 1 minus D upon P, in which D denotes the rate of depletion or rate of demand, and P denotes the rate of production. So now we got the modified formula of for calculating annual inventory cost for build-up model or for model for production runs. After deriving all the formulas for economic order quantity, for holding cost, and for total annual inventory cost, now we would solve a practical problem of this nature, in which the annual demand is given, the number of working days are given, ordering cost, holding cost, rate of production, and rate of depletion are also given. So we need to calculate, or we need to find, the economic order quantity and total variable cost. So first of all, we would find the total the economic order quantity, which can be calculated by using this expression. So by putting all the values in this formula, we would get this one, 2 into A, that is 150, into D, that is equal to 2000, upon H, that is equal to 2.40, square root of P, that is 50, and P minus D, that is equal to 50 minus 8. So the economic order quantity would be equal to 445 units for this situation. Now we would calculate the total cost or total annual variable cost for this problem. So the formula for calculating total variable cost is this. By putting all the values in this formula, we would get, or there is second formula that can be used. Further, there is the third formula for calculating the total variable cost. So we can use any one of them, and it is the simplest formula that can be used to calculate the total annual variable cost. So after putting all the values in this formula, 2 into A, that is 150, into D, that is 2000, into H, that is 2.40, into 1 minus 8 upon 50. So the answer would be equal to 1100 rupees. So in this way, by applying the modified formulas of economic order quantity and total annual variable cost, we can solve these problems. In addition to determine the economic order quantity or holding cost or total annual variable cost, we can determine the reorder level and production run as well. So the reorder level can be calculated by using the formula, that is consumption during the lead time. Consumption during the lead time would be equal to demand rate, that is quantity demanded in a single day, into lead time, that is time taken to get the fresh order after placing an order. Suppose if demand rate is 8 units per day and lead time is equal to 15 days, then the reorder level would be equal to 120 units. As soon as we reach at the level of 120 units, we would place a fresh order for the inventories. Further, the production run would be equal to Q upon P, the order quantity divided by the production rate. So production run basically denotes the time required to produce the quantity ordered, or the order quantity. So 545 divided by 50, it is equal to 10.9 days. So production run would be equal to 10.9 days. In a similar way, we can find the inventory cycle, that would be equal to Q upon D, order quantity upon the rate of demand, that is 8. It would be equal to 68.125 days. So the optimal interval between two consecutive orders would be equal to 68.125 days. And 10.9 days are required, the production, the whole lot. So let's come back to the graph. P is equal to 50 units per day, D is equal to 8 units per day, that is quantity demanded, and the rate of buildup of inventory would be equal to P minus D, that is 50 minus 8, equal to 42 units per day. The time required to produce the order quantity, that is TP, it is equal to 10.9 days. So 10.9 days are required, the order quantity, that is equal to 545 units. This point denotes the reorder level. In this case, the reorder level is equal to 120 units. And lead time is equal to 15 days. Similarly, the inventory cycle, or T, would be equal to 68.125 days. 68.125 days. So in this way, we calculated the value of each and every variable or that is used in build-up model. So it is the procedure of dealing with situations in which we receive the inventory at a constant rate, and parallel to this we consume the inventories at a constant rate. So by using the modified formulas of economic order quantity, total annual carrying cost, and of total annual variable cost, we can find the optimal solutions for a production run or 4 build-up model. Thank you.